Hello and welcome to the Pixel Pintura workout where I color what you colored, and today we're going to be coloring Roberto Villaran Jr.'s, JR's, artwork. And it's Naruto! Woo! Okay, let's start off first with the face. Let's put some color on the face using a cut or a lasso selection. JR did a very good job, and I'm going to try to do a softer version. So I'm going to light up the face using the gradient tool, lighter color. It looks a bit pale. I'm going to have to bring some of that color back. Okay, I'm also going to see if I can do something about background. I think it's a bit too harsh right now, so I'm going to give it a sepia-ish kind of color. That looks pretty good, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to lower the opacity for the skin and merge it down to the background. And I'm going to continue with the hand. Put the same color I got on the face and use the gradient tool and soft selection. If you want to use a soft selection, you have to feather your selection by pressing Ctrl-Alt-D and choosing the number of pixels by which you feather it. I, however, am using actions to feather my selection because I previously recorded those actions to feather. Now let's try putting a dodge just to highlight the area where the light is going to hit the most. Dodge using a soft airbrush. Okay, let's add a bit more depth to the rest of Naruto's face. Very minor. I want to keep it as flat as possible, keeping with the anime style. Now we're going to put some lights to the hair, and we're going to follow JR shapes. JR did a pretty good job at copying his reference, so we want to be able to do the same by copying what JR did. I'm not very good at copying, but it's like a pretty good job, so I'm going to just do my best here. Okay, I'm also going to feather this and add a dodge after that spray. And I keep it small by merging the layers. Now let's do something about here. We need to cool them down a bit, put a bit of shadow. Also put a bit of shadow under the brows and under the chin or the neck. So there we go. So it doesn't look too red. No, not the hands. I'm just going to add some more highlights on the hands, fingertips, and put some dodge. Basically, spray and dodge. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to do the same for the bottom. Again, using feathered selections, a spray and a dodge. I set my dodge tool to highlights, and I keep the opacity around 50. Let's put some color to the jacket. Okay, more dodging. Don't need to dodge that. It doesn't have to be too bright. Okay, taking a look now on the upper part. A little more intricate. You gotta get more involved here. Always be careful when doing folds because it might take some time. This video is actually 13 minutes long, and I actually sped up this part so that I could fit within 10 seconds. Okay, so this is it. Just feather and use a big airbrush to spray with a brighter color. Big soft airbrush. I'm going to keep things soft, that's my goal. It's a bit, it's a different version from what JR did. So nobody gets bored watching me color the same thing all over again. Let's put a bit darker shadows by using levels, and let's merge it with the background. Okay, let's see what we can do with the eyes. A bit more blue, I think. Okay, a bit more blue. Now that we have that, we put some of the highlights in, and we put some of that rim light catching under the opening in the eye, as well as some shadows on the light eyeball itself. Clean up some of the dirt. Darken the eyebrows. And then, let's see. We should do something about the text. Text looks kind of bland, so we're going to add a bit of color to the text. Just make sure it's clean. I'm going to choose a red. Now this is a very exciting character. We're going to keep it exciting. If not in the text, then somewhere else. So there. Let's put some light from wherever light is coming from. And let's also put some opposite, cooler light on the other end. Okay. Something cool, but not too cold. So I'll fade that. Okay, now I'm going to get a copy of our line art, and I'm going to paste it into a mask and invert it so that I can color the lines. This is on a normal layer. I'm choosing a color that's slightly darker than the shadow color, and I'm coloring lines to make everything appear a lot softer than it is. So you can see I do have a few things to fix up. Fix them as you go. Should just keep on working on those lines and getting them to fade out a bit so that the artwork doesn't look too harsh with the black lines. Okay. So if you've got an artwork that you'd like to, or an artwork that you've colored that you would like to color, watch me color, just send it over to us at the Pixel Pintura Facebook page, and I'll give you a Pixel Pintura workout where you can watch personalized tutorial videos of me coloring your work. Okay, so even the skin, let's give it a color so it's not too harsh. Leave the eyelashes alone, and also the eyebrows. I like to keep them dark because one, they're shaded, and two, they're pretty dark anyway. We'll keep them black. Okay, so for the other parts of the clothes, we should put them slightly darker than the shadow color again. Okay. Let's avoid JR's name. JR's name's important. We're going to keep JR's name in black. And I think his signature is pretty cool. Let's clear out some of this dirt. Okay, and continue putting the colors into the lines. Colored lines are known as color holds. Color holds. I'm going to put some color holds on the hand, but it's taking a bit of time, so I'm going to use the flats, expand it by a few pixels, and then intersect it, and then fill it. That saves a lot of time. Alright, so now I'm going to work on coloring the eyes. Just around the eyes, not the center. I'm going to keep the center dark. Also color this garter in between the neck. And let's take a look at both of them. Maybe some interest with the text. Text looks kind of bland. Let's see what I can do with the text with some yellow. So gradient tool, no, too harsh. So I'm going to choose a darker color, maybe red. I think that'll work. Okay, that's a bit better. So one more thing I haven't done is the headgear. So let's move to the headgear. It's made out of metal, so it has to be shiny. And we have to add the shadow from the hair. Both sides should get that shadow. Let's add a bit of dodge on the highlight. Since it's surrounded by all that blonde hair, we also gotta light it up. a bit yellow. And put that on the plate as well. Metal plate needs to reflect a bit more of that. Okay, so if you are interested in taking up a Pixel Pintura workshop, just visit pixelpintura.com, and if you'd like to send us your artwork that you've colored, send it to us on our Facebook page.